Zoe, a wisp of a girl with eyes like polished amethysts, was a creature of whimsy and imagination. To her, the world was a stage, every shadow a playful monster, every rustle of leaves a whispering secret. But lately, the playful monsters had turned menacing, the whispers chilling. "Mommy, Daddy," she'd say, her tiny hand clutching her worn teddy bear. "There's a man outside my window. He just stares at me." Her parents, Adam and Sarah, would exchange exasperated glances. Zoe's imagination was legendary, her stories often spiraling into fantastical tales of talking animals and mischievous fairies. "It's just the shadows, honey," Sarah would say, gently tucking her daughter into bed. "You're just seeing things." But Zoe was adamant. "No, Mommy," she'd whisper, her voice trembling. "He's there. His eyes are like fire." Adam, a pragmatist to his core, would dismiss it as a childish fear. "Zoe, there's no one there. You're just tired." Zoe's insistence, however, grew more desperate with each passing night. "The man," she said, "was always there, peering in through the window, his face a mask of unsettling darkness." The fear in her eyes, raw and genuine, were now impossible to ignore. One night, Zoe's cries woke her parents before dawn. She was huddled under her blankets, her face pale, her breath ragged. "He was here again," she sobbed. "He was so close I could almost touch him. He was smiling, Mommy, but his smile was wrong." This time, the fear in her eyes mirrored their own. Adam, his heart clenching, went to the window. It was a clear summer night, the moon casting a silvery sheen over the quiet suburban street. There was no one there. "See, Zoe," he said, trying to sound reassuring. "There's nothing to be scared of." But Zoe shook her head, her eyes wide with a terror that transcended childish fear. Her words, whispered with a chilling conviction, echoed in the silence of the room. "He's still there, Daddy. He's watching us." A shiver of unease ran down Adam's spine. He couldn't shake the image of Zoe's fear-filled eyes, the way she had spoken of a smile that was wrong. The following morning, Sarah, concerned by Zoe's persistent claims, decided to speak to their neighbor, Mrs. Henderson, a woman known for her sharp observation skills. Mrs. Henderson, however, dismissed their worries. "Zoe's a sweet girl," she said, "but she does have a vivid imagination." But as days turned into weeks and Zoe's fear intensified, so did their own. They tried everything to calm her: nightlights, cuddly toys, even a night watchman. But nothing seemed to work. Zoe's tales grew more vivid, more disturbing. She spoke of a man with cold, lifeless eyes, a man who smelled of the earth and the sea, a man she could feel watching her, even when her parents were in the room. Then came the day that shattered their world. Zoe, usually a whirlwind of energy, vanished. Her toys were scattered on the floor. Her favorite dress hung limply on her chair, but Zoe was gone. The house, once vibrant with her laughter, echoed with a deafening silence. The police arrived, their faces mirroring the fear in Adam and Sarah's hearts. They searched the house, the neighborhood, the surrounding woods, but Zoe was nowhere to be found. They searched for days, then weeks, then months. Zoe's disappearance remained a chilling mystery, a haunting reminder of their own negligence, their dismissal of her pleas. And one evening, weeks after Zoe vanished, Adam, consumed by guilt and grief, stood by their daughter's empty bedroom window. He felt a cold dread creep up his spine, a feeling he hadn't experienced since he was a child, a feeling of being watched. He glanced at the window, and there, in the shadows of the night, he saw it. A pair of eyes, cold and predatory, staring back at him. A sinister smile etched onto a face shrouded in darkness. It was a smile that was indeed wrong. A scream, primal and raw, ripped through the silence of the night. Adam, his heart pounding in his chest, knew that he had seen what Zoe had seen for all those weeks. He knew that the man she had described wasn't a figment of her imagination. He was very real, and he was watching them. Adam never spoke of what he saw that night. The fear, the guilt, the grief were too much to bear. He knew with a certainty that chilled him to the bone that Zoe was gone forever, taken by the man who haunted her dreams, the man who had watched her from her bedroom window, the man who had finally silenced her whispers.